Mbuya Nehanda, Mother of Memory, Spirit of a Nation. This powerful painting by Keith Senda honors one of the most important women in African history, Mbuya Nehanda, the spirit medium, national heroine, and enduring symbol of Zimbabwean identity, resistance, and ancestral wisdom. Born as Charwe Nyakasikana during the 19th century, she later became the spirit medium of the revered ancestral spirit Nehanda, from which she took the name by which she is known today. The title Mbuya, meaning grandmother or respected elder woman in Shona, reflects the deep respect she commanded among her people. The Nehanda spirit was traditionally associated with the Hwata royal lineage of the Zezuru people, one of the most influential Shona groups in what is now Zimbabwe. The Hwata chiefs were respected leaders whose authority extended across large parts of Mashonaland. Their lineage formed part of the broader political and cultural traditions that emerged from the great Shona kingdoms that followed the era of Great Zimbabwe and later the Mutapa state. Because the Nehanda spirit was connected to this royal tradition, it carried immense authority among chiefs, elders, and communities. People did not simply see Nehanda as an individual. They saw her as the voice of an ancestral institution that embodied leadership, continuity, and the collective memory of the nation. The system of mitupo, or totems, has shaped Zimbabwean society for centuries and remains an important part of cultural life to this day. While Zimbabwe has evolved into a modern nation, clan and totem identities continue to connect families across generations, preserving ancestry, genealogy, moral values, spirituality, and a deep sense of belonging within the community. Both in Mbuya Nehanda's time and today, people often identify strongly with their clan and totem heritage. At a time when these clan and totem structures played an even greater role in everyday life, Mbuya Nehanda possessed a rare ability to transcend the boundaries of individual families, lineages, chiefdoms, and totem groups. As the recognized medium of the revered Nehanda spirit, she was respected across many different communities and was widely regarded as a spiritual bridge between them. This made her extraordinarily influential. Chiefs, elders, and ordinary people from diverse totem backgrounds listened to her guidance because she represented something greater than any single clan or lineage. Through her spiritual authority, wisdom, and connection to the ancestral world, she became one of the great unifying figures of her time, bringing together different totems, clans, and communities in defense of their land, culture, and identity. There is a common misconception that Mbuya Nehanda invented the Shona totem system. This is not historically correct. The system of mitupo had existed for many centuries before her birth and was already deeply embedded in Shona society long before the rise of European colonialism. Ancient totems such as Shuma the lion, Soko the monkey, Mofu the eland, Nzo the elephant, Hungwe the fish eagle, Mbizi the zebra, and Moyo the hart were used to identify family origins, preserve genealogy, prevent marriage between close relatives, honor ancestral lineage, and unite communities across great distances. Although she did not create the system, Mbuya Nehanda became one of its most important spiritual guardians. Through the ancestral spirit she represented, she helped preserve the values at the heart of the totem tradition: ancestry, identity, moral values, spirituality, and one's connection to the wider community. For this reason, Nehanda's importance was both spiritual and political. She was a guardian of the land and the ancestors, an advisor to chiefs and communities, and a symbol of unity among different clans during one of the most difficult periods in Zimbabwe's history. As colonial forces increasingly took control of the land and challenged traditional ways of life, Mbuya Nehanda emerged as one of the principal leaders of the First Chimurenga, Zimbabwe's first war of resistance against colonial rule. She encouraged her people to stand together, defend their heritage, and protect the land of their ancestors. Her influence became so powerful that the colonial authorities viewed her as a serious threat. Following the suppression of the uprising, She was captured and, in 1898, at the end of the 19th century, was executed by the British colonial administration in Salisbury, now Harare. Before her death, she is said to have spoken the words that would become legendary throughout Zimbabwe. Mapupa angu achamuka. My bones shall rise again. These words were not understood literally. Rather, they expressed her belief that although she might die, the spirit of resistance, freedom, and national identity would one day rise again through future generations. More than 70 years later, during the Second Chimurenga, the liberation struggle that led to Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, many believed that her prophecy had finally been fulfilled. Today, Mbuya Nehanda is regarded as the mother of Zimbabwean resistance. Her image appears in literature, songs, monuments, and national commemorations. In 2021, a monumental bronze statue was unveiled in Harare to honor her life, sacrifice, and enduring legacy. She remains one of the most revered female figures in African history. Why does she continue to inspire artists such as Keith Zenda? For many Zimbabwean artists, Mbuya Nehanda represents far more than a historical figure. She embodies ancestral wisdom, female leadership, cultural continuity, resistance to oppression, and the spiritual connection between the living and the ancestors. These themes resonate strongly in contemporary Zimbabwean art, where artists explore heritage, memory, identity, and the relationship between the visible and unseen worlds. In many ways, Mbuya Nehanda occupies a place in Zimbabwean history comparable to Joan of Arc in France or Harriet Tubman in the United States. A woman whose spiritual conviction, courage, and sacrifice became part of her nation's identity. In this remarkable painting, Keith Zenda captures not only the likeness of Mbuya Nehanda, but also the spirit she represents. Her gaze reminds us that freedom often comes at a great cost, that cultural identity must be protected, and that the wisdom of the ancestors remains a guiding force for future generations. Today, the original painting hangs at the Artgal Zim Center in Domboshava, Zimbabwe, where it continues to inspire visitors from around the world. Collectors may also acquire hand-painted A1 size reproductions, individually created by Keith Zenda, allowing this important story and its message to live on in homes, offices, galleries, and collections across the globe. Mbuya Nehanda gave her life for her people, but her voice did not die with her. Her bones rose again in the struggle for freedom, in the independence of Zimbabwe, and in the enduring cultural traditions that continue to unite its people today. Through Keith Zenda's painting, her spirit continues to speak to us, reminding us of our roots, our responsibilities, and the enduring power of ancestry, identity, spirituality, community, and the wisdom of those who came before us.